A while back, I had somebody tell me that they think that worship leaders need to have tough skin and a tender heart. I had never heard that concept before, so I asked some veteran worship leaders, what do you think about this? Take a look.
I play guitar a lot, and my fingers are they're like leather on the ends. The interesting thing about that, though, is if I get away from playing, I lose those calluses. Those calluses developed over years of playing. They just kind of happened naturally. But when I first started, everything, after playing for an hour, everything I touched, it would hurt. And I think it's that way with people in ministries. At first, things will hurt you more than after you've been doing it for a while. I think it's a thing that happens naturally. I don't think you have to really focus on getting thick skin. What I think you need to focus on is having a tender heart. You do have to focus on having a tender heart, because what can happen is your skin can get thick and so can your heart.
I think Greg's right. It's a lot easier to have tough skin, but it's more difficult to maintain the tender heart over time. Listen to Ken Henry as he talks about an experience he had recently.
I want you to be able to weep before your congregation. I don't know what other answers you're going to get on this. We were just singing Good, Good Father yesterday in Hastings, Nebraska. This is a brand new worship team I put in place. The girl singing this, Jessica, is 35, 4 children. Timothy's the tenor. He's 20 years old. And the other girl, Jamie, drives an hour and a half to get to the church, and she's 41. And they were killing it. We got on to Good, Good Father. She broke down and started weeping. She was about halfway into the verse. And so I just jumped in and sang it with her until that kind of stuff, sometimes it's emotional.
I think Kent is exactly right. There should be times in worship, even as we're leading, that should be emotional for us. I mean, if you don't get emotional, at least on occasion, about the God who rescued you from hell, there's probably something wrong, honestly. But there are also times that people can inflict wounds, if I can say it that way, into us. And so what do we do with those? How do we handle those kind of situations?
Kind of using that analogy of kind of a battle and we're on the front lines. For me, the way that I've learned how to deal with that criticism is to take it to other brothers that I'm in community with, and in particular other people probably in the worship ministry, and just to be able to say, gosh, it was really frustrating that this person came up and complained about X, or that this person was really rude about Y. And hopefully the senior pastor is somebody that you can do that with as well. In the moment, I try to be nice to those people who are rude and or, insensitive, whatever. And they don't necessarily know. I mean, I really try to give them the benefit of the doubt that they don't really realize how hurtful maybe what they're saying is coming off.
They're trying to help you.
Yeah, they're trying to help us, as an artist, help us to be better artists, right? I try to give them the benefit of the doubt that maybe they really don't realize. And in the moment, I try to be nice. But then later, I need, that angst that's built up in me, I kind of need a lightning rod. So for me, that's other brothers, or maybe for a female worship leader, other sisters that they can go to and really share that critique with.
I think Chip is right. It's difficult for us as people, and especially I think as artists, to handle criticism when people put us down, say bad things about the things that we are doing or have done. That's a challenge for us. And so having someone or someones that we can go to and process those things with can be really helpful for us. At the same time, I want to go back to something that Greg said at the very beginning, where he talked about how it's seemingly easy to develop even natural, to develop the tough skin, the thick skin, but it's a lot more difficult to maintain a tender heart. And that's really the takeaway that I want us to have from this. It's fine to develop that thick skin, that tough skin against people's comments or attacks, so that those things don't bother you over the long term. But it's easy in the midst of doing that to, at the same time, develop a tough heart. And I'm going to encourage you, do everything that you can to maintain that tender heart, both toward God and toward people. Because over the long term, what God's more interested in is our heart.
Brought to you by MyWorshipLeadingCoach.com.
Helping you to be more fully equipped as a worship leader.